Welcome to the Hurston Wright Legacy Awards and the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Zora Neale Hurston Richard Wright Foundation.
Very much for this. I'm going to be reading a section from my story, and my story was written in second person. And in this part of the story, the main character, Marlena, is at an AA meeting waiting for her cousin, who is a struggling alcoholic, to come to the meeting. Okay. You'll be standing in the back when somebody, probably the AA vet or sponsor who approach you, stands in the front and invites everyone to sit down. Your phone will ring. It will be Tati Gina. Do not pick up. She will be able to smell your guilt. Put your phone on vibrate and text her instead. Hey, Tati, the meeting is just starting. Vanessa is sitting right next to me. She won't text back because she doesn't know how to, but you know she receives it when your phone stops vibrating. Text Vanessa immediately after. Where are you, cuz? Do not expect her to text back immediately. She never does. Go sit down. Even though it is the last thing you want to do, sit in the back. If there is no seat on the edge of either side of the row, settle for the middle. Make sure to save a spot for Vanessa, like you always did on a school bus, in elementary school, middle school, and high school. Stay calm. While the AA vet up front is talking about the importance of anonymity, start rubbing your right earlobe. It does nothing to soothe you, but it will remind you of your mother, how she used to kiss you behind your right ear, how as a kid you would press your nose into her collarbone as you hugged her. She would smell like rain and sweat and dust. When you think of Haiti, you think of her smell. She calls you once a week to pray with you. Last night, you told her you got laid off from another temp job. She sighed. I have hope that Jesus will do something wonderful in your life. You didn't believe her half as much as you usually do, but it sure sounded nice. Espoir. Hope sounds really beautiful in Creole. Thank you.
So before I read this poem, I want to thank Marita. Many years ago, long before a National Book Award, long before a John H. Bennett Chair in Southern Letters and Creative Writing at the University of South Carolina, shortly after my first book of poems, when this amazing institution was just really getting started, Marita invited me to come to Washington, come to Howard, and teach for that week, which I had never done before. I had never taught creative writing in that kind of setting. And so I was incredibly nervous and really did my homework as best I could and prepared for the brilliance and the committed poets that sat with me for that week. And so I'm grateful to you for that, to help get me started and push me out into the world as a young poet and as a young teacher. So I appreciate that very much.
Really speechless, though. Claudia Rankin asked me to accept this award on her behalf tonight, and I am supremely honored to do so. I'm Jeff Schatz, Claudia's editor at Grey Wolf Press. The publication of Citizen has meant everything. This book changes how we see a book, how we see poetry, and how we see each other. It compiles stories of racially motivated antagonism. It celebrates the resilience of Serena Williams. It calls out the white imagination. It remembers the dead. And it wonders what it means anymore to be a citizen in this country. It's a book of fierce, fierce love. Maybe that's the only way to love. Thank you to Claudia Rankine for her greatness, for this monumental book, for fearlessly gathering up around it an essential conversation and reminding us that poetry is the big, audacious art that it is. Thank you to all the readers, booksellers, reviewers, teachers, students, artists, organizations, and communities who got loud about this book. And thank you to the Hurston Wright Foundation for all that you do and for the extraordinary recognition of a Legacy Award for Citizen. I'm sorry Claudia could not be here in person, as this honor means a great deal to her, as does the legacy of Zora Neale Hurston and Richard Wright. I know she provided a video, which we'll get to see in a minute, so we can give Claudia the last word. Thank you so much.